Welcome to another episode of Dad Can We Talk. I'm your host, Anthony Ray, and this is episode 66. Man, listen, y'all, listen. We coming up to the last few months of the year. It's gonna be a busy time for me. I got 2 more months, man, about 2.5 more months of school. I'll be graduating in December. So I'm doing about, I think, 6 more episodes this year. And on the back end of December, I'm going to take a quick little hiatus, man. I'm going to need to get a few things together, man. You know, I'm finna graduate, get this bachelor degree. And I got a lot of stuff that I'll be trying to get together for the beginning of next year. I got some stuff coming up for next year for y'all, man. I got another podcast that I got in the planning, in the making right now. This one just gonna be for the men period, not just fathers. So I've been wanting to do something like this for a minute now, and I think we about to go ahead and do this, man. I got a couple of guys in my corner that's willing to do it with me. So this ain't just gonna be me this time, me and another person. It'll be at least 4 of us at one time. So y'all be on the lookout for that, man. I got that. That's in the plannings, in the making right now. So I'm planning for sometime next year, early next year. We're gonna try to launch that. So y'all stay tuned, man. This is gonna be Men Can We Talk. We're gonna be going in. Listen to me. We're going in on this one. So before we get started on this, I need for y'all to do this one thing for me. Go and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts at. If it may be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever. Go and subscribe to the podcast. Listen to the podcast. Share the podcast. All of that stuff helps this platform that I've created for dads, especially for black dads, man. You know, we trying to get these black stories out there, man, and show people that we ain't what the media have said for all these years, man. We more than that. And this podcast is proof that there's plenty of great dads right here in our community. You know, so we ain't silent no more. We gonna get our stories out there, and that's what this platform is for. So I appreciate all the supporters and everyone that shares the podcast and helps this podcast grow. But all right, to the task at hand for the day, man. I got my uncle here with me, man. We talked a few weeks back, maybe about a good month and a half back, and I said to myself, man, you know, I feel like I don't reach out enough to my fam. You know, I got so many uncles and cousins and stuff like that I never have had the opportunity to actually sit down and get to know. You know, I got a huge family, man, and I just feel like we got to do more talking and getting to know one another. Cause once I sat and talked with Unc for a good hour that day, man, I'm like, dang, man, this fam. Like, you know, I can feel where he coming from. You know, we've experienced some of the same things, man, and I just believe that we can both learn from one another, and that's what family needs to do. So yeah, man, this right here is blood on the podcast today. You hear what I'm saying? So, hey y'all, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Chris Mosley. What's good?
Another day, baby.
Yeah.
Another day on this side of the dirt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Hey man, we finna get into it today, man. I'm excited to hear your story. Hear some of this good old wisdom, man. We've been talking about gray hairs today. So he got some of them grays too, you know, so you know he got some wisdom.
All up in there.
But man, the first question I like to ask on the podcast is this. I want you to talk about what your relationship with your dad was like.
Well, to begin, I truly didn't meet my dad till I was roughly maybe 17.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, though, it's been steady. I mean, like, we've got a great relationship. We talk every other day.
Yeah.
We pretty much talk. It's usually me getting caught up in my work. And
Yeah.
I'm busy. And that's the only way I don't be able to answer the phone for him. But I call him back in the mornings, and he's darn at my alarm clock.
Yeah.
He's calling. So we've got a wonderful relationship. He actually called me like 4:35 Monday morning, I think, Tuesday morning, to ask me what time the barbershop open. Yes, woke me up out my sleep, man. But I love him to death. And, I just hated that I wasn't able to grow up with him. But,
Yeah.
No sweat out the back. We just started from right there, and it's been cool ever since.
Shout out to Granddaddy Greening, man. My dog.
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah.
my ace. Ace in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah. But what was that like, like you say you ain't meet until you were 17. What was that like before then? What were your thoughts? Was that something that ever affected you? What was that situation like?
Well, I knew of him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I knew he was Greg. My brother's Greg and Rufus' dad. Mm-hmm. And so people always talked about me and Greg so much alike. It's just crazy that y'all ain't got the same, mother and father. So we just thought maybe Mama Jeans was real strong.
Yeah.
So it affected me a lot, being that I grew up with this supposedly being my dad, and now it's not. So that was a I don't even know how to put it in words, but it was a fake, a lie. So that bothers me, especially as I gotten older and I think about it. It really affects the way I, live with mine and with my kids. It makes me go even harder for them, being that I didn't have that coming up, and pretty much my life was a lie until, 16 when I found out, and around 17 when I met him.
Yeah.
And actually had a full conversation with him.
Yeah.
So it's rough, and it goes on a lot in the black communities.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's just the way the world, I guess, operates.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's real.
Yeah.
That's real, man. And that was what? That was what, late 90s, early 90s maybe?
Yeah, that was probably like 98. Yeah, 98, around that time when I actually got the talk, just a conversation being held.
Mm-hmm. So during that, before then, was there any other men that stepped in, uncles or anything?
Well, we always had a close-knit family on my mom's side. Because like I say, I never really got to meet none of my dad's side because I ain't actually know he was my dad. So who I thought was my dad, that part of the family, we had a great relationship coming up. So I won't say I missed the beat with family time. We always had family time, and, when my brothers and stuff and sisters was close. So like I say, once I found that part out, then that kind of made you step back and be like, darn, I've been, in a sense, living a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But those I still claim them. They're my family, they're my cousins. They're always going to be that to the day I leave here. Mm-hmm. But, it just, it's something to go through. Mm-hmm. Something to go through, and then it makes me think about all the other kids that's going through it. And I hate to see it, feel bad for them.
Yeah.
But it's strange. It made me strong, I would say.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. Straight up. So how many kids do you have now?
4.
You got 4.
I got
and
2
what's
boys,
the
2
ages?
girls. 19, 17, 15, and 10.
So 19, 17. Jesus Christ, boy. So you got 3 teenagers.
Yeah.
God.
I got a grown man.
That.
Yes.
So, man, so they, so 1970, so all them almost 2 years apart. And then you got that 5-year gap.
Yeah.
Man, bro, like, talk about that. So you got 3 teenagers, one that's an adult now.
Yeah.
What has that experience been like, just going through all of these teenage years for like the last, 9 years almost?
It's an experience. And it's always what the older folks told you. Keep living. You're going to see it. Everything they were trying to tell us at that age and experiences and da-da-da, I'm seeing it with my kids. Like, oh, that's what mama and grandma used to say. This is what they was talking about. Now I'm feeling it, and I'm like, boy, that's what you got to go through.
All right.
But it's a beautiful thing to raise kids, man. I'm telling you. Different personalities. You see some of you in them. You see some of their mama, their granddad, their uncle. It's crazy how all these different personalities can come out of one.
Yeah.
And then I got 4.
Woo.
So those last 2, they're something else.
Yeah.
But those are enough to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
My last 2 kids, the 15 and the 10.
Jesus Christ.
You know.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
See that? That's the stuff I be trying to get prepared for, man, because like I just be thinking about like my 8-year-old. I'm like, bruh, she ain't even hit 10 yet. And it's already like,
yeah. Whoa.
man.
So, yeah, you got a long road ahead.
Yeah, man. Hey, for anybody listening to this, man, y'all be praying for your boy, man. Just be praying for me, man. It's real, man. You know, I want to talk about this. Like, I think that one of the most underrated or we don't talk about this enough, the mental health of a dad, bro. Because the job that we have and the responsibility that we have as men, especially us that are married, we're looked at as the provider of our home, the protector of our home. Mm-hmm. And we got all of this responsibility on our shoulders. And we're, you know, if you're living biblically, you strive to do that. You know, you have this charge from the Bible to, you know, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and all. It's like the responsibility is heavy, bro.
Yeah.
So if you living like that, and you or you're striving and trying to live that way, and you know you're trying to the best of your ability to care for your wife and love on your wife, but on top of that, you got these children who you're supposed to be bringing up and training, and they're looking to you as Superman, and they think you can do everything. And it's like you got all this responsibility that you carry every day. And that's just within your house. Yeah. And then when you look outside your house, you know, you got people in the community that look to you. That's right. People on the job that might look to you. Yeah. It's like we carry around so much stress and weight every day. Mm-hmm. How do you balance your time between having time for you, giving your wife time, giving your children time, you know, doing what you need to do for your business, all that? How do you balance all that, bro?
First and foremost, prayer.
Yeah.
You always gotta pray, baby.
Yeah.
Just pray, and it most of the times, you know, soothes things. But I mean, it becomes a way of life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Once you doing it and you really want to do it, it's easy. Yeah. It gets easy. Like every day it gets easier. And my wife is the best helpmate I think I could ever had.
Shout out to wifey.
Yeah, she's the best helpmate. So, and she really is the glue. Yeah. What keeps everything together. So let me go and put that out there on Front Street. You know, I'm the shadow. So, but I mean, you know, with her, she's very strong, and she really helps me get through all that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Me coming from the projects and, you know, not having to grow up really having responsibilities, she's been teaching me all that. Mm-hmm. You know, helping me through all this. And it's just the love that I got to want to do, to want to prosper, and us to grow as a family and be successful and be one knit. I mean, that's all you really need. Mm-hmm. If you got faith in it to work, and you strong and you want it, it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. So you pretty much gonna make it whether it's gonna be hard or easy or it's a little gray area. Yeah. You know, but it's kind of easy, man, on my part. And like I say, my son 19. I've been with my wife for 24. Mm-hmm. So we've learned pretty much everything about each other. Mm-hmm. You know, what to do, what not to do. You know, the moves you're gonna be in and what to say, when to say it. And it all just meshes well together. You know what I mean? And the kids, you know, they're gonna be kids. You know what I mean? They gonna make your day hard. But you love them. It's a beautiful thing. So I do anything for them. So it's easy. We ain't really not hard about it.
Straight up. Y'all hear that, man? That prayer, man. You got to have that, bro.
That's right.
And you know, what I found is, in the hardest times, you know, when it's hardest for me, it's because I haven't been praying like I should have been. You know, I ain't praying. You know, I ain't in my word. You know, I ain't doing the things that I should be doing. That's when it gets the heaviest and it's the hardest. When you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing.
That's right.
You know, so that's a very important point that you made there, man. So as far as I want to go to marriage, man. You just said something real that made me want to go there. So you say y'all been together for 24?
Yeah, since 97.
Dang.
April of 97.
Talk about that, cuz like, you know, so through all of these years, so y'all done been through some stuff, bro.
Yes.
Y'all done been through some seasons.
Yes. Under the bridge, over the bridge, through the water. Yes.
Talk about that, man. You know, like, how have you, what have been those things that helped y'all survive 24, bro. Y'all on the Kobe year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've grown up. I mean, we met at 16 years old, just babies.
Yeah.
And I think what really makes us mesh is we became friends first. You know, we was friends for a few months, just chit-chatting it up, and I walk her to class, do stuff, and then that's when the puppy love started. And then, I guess just the true love, I went to the way to the bottom. And you know, once we survived that, it wasn't nothing that can stop us from there. Once we got through that, and you know, we broke up for like a year and a half, kind of, you know, we still was, you know, involved with each other, but not together.
Yeah.
And then the love we had for one another was still there. Then she got pregnant with my son, and then it still was rough on my part. You know, I was still young in the mind, and she was settling down, wanting to do the thing, and she stuck with through the ups and the downs, which, you know, me just wanting to be a young adult. But I never left her side, she never left mine, and then the kids came, and then we kind of knew what we had to do for them. You know what I mean? Because I know how I was raised up, and I didn't want my kids to kind of go, which I didn't have a bad life, but I just didn't want them to, I just wanted better.
Yeah.
Better for them. You know what I mean? I wanted that traditional mom and dad. And then you don't often see young black man and woman, high school sweethearts, prom king and queen, stay together. And we doing it.
Straight up.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Yeah, we doing it.
Rare, man.
Yeah. So the love is real.
Yeah.
We ain't going nowhere. Till death do us part.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
and see, that's the type of stuff that I don't think the media focuses on enough. I think we see it a lot when it comes to celebrities. Like, you know, they're going to put celebrities on.
Oh, yeah.
These
pedestals
and all that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I always like to look at just regular people like me and you.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
It ain't talked about enough. You know, even when it comes to black fathers, you know, a lot of times they highlight, you know, LeBron James and all these other people, which is all right, that's fine. But it's like, what about the little man? Right. You know, what about the dad that don't have $1 million?
That's
you know,
right.
What about the dad that's, you know, 9 to 5, the blue collar dads that's out here grinding every day, don't have it all, but still committed to his family, still committed to doing what he's supposed to do for his children, and committed to his wife, you know, trying to make it every day. You know, like, I don't think we get enough credit. It's just that it ain't something that's talked about a lot, you know. And I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, bro, because that's the type of stuff that we don't talk about enough, and it's not saw. Yeah, I mean, we just don't see it, bro. You know, we don't. I think we see it. We just don't pay attention.
Yeah, there you go.
We just don't pay attention, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 24 years. Cause I mean, I'm on all together, me and my wife are on 12 years. Yeah, we 12, so we half of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And in these 12 years, cause she was 18, I was 20. And it's been a lot. We've been through so many different things, but like you say, we started off as just friends.
Yep.
And one thing that I'm learning in marriage, one thing I learned in marriage, one of the most important things I just learned, I had to remind myself of this earlier this year, late last year, that at times, like, I forget. I get so focused on making sure the kids straight, going to work, come home, make sure the kids good, make sure they get a bath, make sure they fed, doing all of these things for the kids and, working. Then, I'm in school too, so trying to make sure I got everything right with school and all this. And I'm doing so good in all these other areas. And I think because I'm doing good in all those other areas, my wife should be straight.
Yep.
And then at times she have to remind me, like,
that's right.
You doing all that, but when it's my time,
Right.
Like, when do you give me what I'm, and it's,
yeah.
And at times when she would bring up something like that, I get mad. Like, man, what you talking about? I do this and I do that. And then I think a couple months ago, she hit me with when the last time you bought me some flowers?
Ooh.
I'm like, I did a couple months, and I ain't have an answer like that, but, I tried to fight it. Man, what you talking about? Boom, boom. But she was real. I'm like, dang, I have been.
That's a no-win situation right there.
Yeah.
No win there, buddy.
Hey, and it was like, and when she said it, it hit me like, dang, dog. Like, I've been so focused on everything else in every other area. Sometimes I forget that I have to serve my wife. I forget that I have to, still make it like we still got to build our friendship. We still have to be, dating each other, take her out on dates and make her feel special and all this stuff. And that be the things that a lot of men, I think at times when they're married, you forget after years, to tell her that she's beautiful.
That's right.
And
well, I tell that every day.
Yeah.
But my thing is that the dating, I don't do as much as I should.
Yeah.
Which, and like you say, I do all the other areas. I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm superb.
Yeah.
But the romance part of just not sexual.
Yeah.
But taking it out, initiating.
Yeah.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
I get caught up so much in the world, just moving.
Mm-hmm.
Not a date. I don't initiate it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I initiated a date maybe 2 weeks ago. Oh man.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
You thought I asked her to marry me all over again. So I'm working on that, and guys, y'all, please work on that.
Yeah.
Please work on that. Make sure she feels wanted. That's all a woman wants.
Yeah. All right. Well, you hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's been the biggest struggle in marriage for me is that romance part. And I was telling her one day, I'm like she mentioned something like she was like, why aren't you romantic? And I'm like, you got to understand, I ain't grow up like this for one.
That's right. Yeah.
I didn't grow up seeing this type of stuff. I ain't have no man there to really show me how to be romantic with a woman. All I ever known was get the number, you smash, you do what you do. It was like always just the sexual stuff.
That's right.
Part of
that was my way of pleasing you, of satisfying you.
Yeah, that's all we knew.
If that don't work, then we had a brick wall, baby.
Yeah, and that thing hard, bro.
I can relate. I didn't see that coming up either.
Yeah,
and it's crazy that where I am with my wife and kids, I didn't see it. I guess it was just destined for me to be the man that I am.
Yeah,
I wasn't taught it.
Yeah,
I guess I just, I guess you see it. As you growing and getting older, you see it from other people.
Yeah. And
you just catch on to something here, something there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, and you catch on and you keep moving with it.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. And that's something that, I'm like you said, I'm still trying to work on that thing because I want my son to be able to see, you know, just kind of model that for him so that as he get older, he ain't gonna be able to say the stuff I say.
That's right.
Like, you know, I don't want him to be telling his wife the same, well, I ain't see that. Like, I want you to see it. You know, I want him to say, well, this how my daddy used to treat my mama. You know, so trying to, you know, and also for my daughters, I want them to be able to see, you know, this how a man supposed to treat you.
Supposed to treat you. That's right. That's right.
Up.
That's right. Yeah, my wife preached to me about that all the time.
Yeah.
And I do pretty good with that with the girls.
Yeah.
You know, telling me I talk to them and I mean start taking them out more often.
Yeah.
Where
I was just gonna go there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna start doing that because now they're in that age.
Yeah.
To where now their nose wide open. And you know, you just the thought of, as a father, just the thought of your child, your daughter, your beautiful young precious daughter out there mingling with these little hard heads.
Man, I was talking.
The thought of it in itself.
Training at the job, I'm training this little 18-year-old girl right now. And she look all right. Mm-hmm. And you know, I work in a warehouse. Mm-hmm. Warehouse, you don't see women that come in there that look, work, anything we looking at. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking with her, and I'm telling her, man, these boys finna be all over you. And I'm telling her
just like that,
straight up. And just like I told her that early in the morning when we first started. I said, man, listen, man, these dudes finna be like hound dogs.
Fresh fish.
And you the fresh meat.
That's right.
Like, for real.
That's right.
And, man, just like I told them, cats coming over, man, who that is? And I said, man, leave that girl alone, man.
That girl here do the same thing you do, nigga. I'm trying to get paid.
For real. And, you know, they, like you say, I'm looking at these little jokers like, you know, I'm kind of, she young. I'm like, you a jit.
Yeah.
Like, when she told me she was 18, I'm like, 18?
Fresh. You ain't lived nothing, no time yet.
At all. Like, for real. And, man, like you said, and, you know, I went to talking with her about that. She told me she ain't had no kid. I said, keep it like that, sis.
That's right.
I said, man, don't get them niggas no child.
That's right.
Wait until you get married.
There you go.
You know, like, do that for you. I said, you will be happy.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just telling you that. And, you know, just having that opportunity to talk with her. And I'm just like, most of the time she kind of looking at me like, man, you know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, I'm just telling you things that I've experienced and things that I would tell my own daughters.
That's right.
That's you know, right. That's and right. I just think it's important for us to be able to talk. I mean, you in that stage right now where you really got, like, you really there. Like,
don't remind me. Don't remind me.
Like, have you had that experience where any guy has approached you about your daughter, or has she approached you about, you know, a boy or something like that?
Well, if a guy approached me about my daughter, I probably wouldn't be on your podcast right now. So, but we actually had an incident with my daughter a few months ago.
Yeah.
She came around the corner. I was in the kitchen. She came out the hallway, and I looked at her face, and I knew something was wrong. So you know when something wrong in your house.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, baby, what's going on? She didn't. She wouldn't give me no eye contact.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as a man, you kind of know when a young lady is hurt and it's got something to do with another man.
Yeah.
So I said, come sit down. I said, well, what he done? What you talking about? I said, just go and tell me. I see it. I know the look.
Yeah.
So she finally came out and went to saying, well, I found out he cheating on me. He talked to another girl, da-da-da-da-da. So, you know, your defense mechanism kick in now because now you got to take care of your baby. And I'm like, told her just like this, stop talking to the nigga.
Yeah.
I say, it's more dudes out there you going to be able to chit-chat with. That's why I try to tell y'all get so serious, you got to live a little.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, she went to boohoo crying, then her sister came in there trying to console and all this. And then I say, well, come on, we going to sit down with your mama. And we just going to, talk about it. And this is just life lessons. You're going to run into these heartaches. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. I can't stop it. It's just life. Mm-hmm. But just to see your baby girl hurt, and then from these little knuckleheads, you get a little mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they kind of had that little back and forth, their little teenage, little spit spatting with each other. And, They all on that social media mess.
All right.
Oh, you was talking to somebody else, and she know I'm not, and she started crying. So it was just about a week or so, dealing with those up and down emotions. So, I mean, you never want to see your baby girl like that.
Yeah.
But that was so far, that's been my only incident with anything like that so far. And I'm praying that nothing else happens.
Yeah.
So, that's been it so far. So that's where I'm at right now in my experiences with it. So, you got yours coming.
Dang, boy.
It's down the road. And that's just one. Man. That's my 17-year-old. I got a 15-year-old coming behind her.
Man. See, that be the stuff I don't be.
Well, you can't never prepare yourself for it.
Yeah.
You can look at it, you can listen to people, talk to people that have been through it, but until it happened to you, when you face that beast, that's you'll never know what you're gonna do until it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I've been trying not to. Another thing I've been trying to do lately is not flip out about everything.
Oh man.
And I've had the tendency to even on the slightest things, I flip out on my daughter, and I've been seeing that she
pulling away from you, not wanting to, little reluctant to come talk to you about something.
For instance, I went to work yesterday, or I'm working some overtime or whatever. So I'm at the job. My wife texts me and she said, "Well, Sean, I'm gonna just let you know before you get home that I broke your other iPad."
Oh, Lord.
The other one already broke. I had two of them. And so she said, Azriel in here, that's my oldest baby. She said, she in here hysterically crying, saying you gonna hate her and you will never forgive her.
Man.
And all this stuff. And I was just like, man, it is what it is. I don't even care. No, I'm just like, I am mad, but I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna do that when I get home. I'm just whatever.
That made you have to look in the mirror. Take a look in the mirror and be like, wow, for my child to think that way towards me, I got to adjust something.
Yeah.
Need some adjustments.
So I get off work, I pull up. As soon as she see the car pull up, she come outside. She go, Daddy, I'm so scared to tell you. I'm like, what you talking about? Daddy, I broke your iPad. I said, oh, all right. Daddy, I didn't mean to do it. I said, okay. And she cried for a quick second. I said, all right, that's cool.
She was expecting that explosive daddy.
What?
That's me.
And I think if I was home, I probably would have done that.
It's in the genes. It's just it's the way we designed to do that.
Yeah.
And but you darn don't want your babies thinking like that about you. You don't want them to feel that way about you.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. That's real.
That's something I've been working on, like trying to hear them out. Even though I know you done messed up.
Yeah.
I really want to just go off.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to not be so explosive. And my wife said, we sit and talk about that.
Yeah.
She was like, it's kids, you got to kind of listen to them and talk. I said, okay, I'm going to do my best. That's all I can tell you. I'm going to do my best.
Man, I think that's
that probably would have hurt
That's
me.
difficult, dog.
Yeah, that would have hurt me a little bit. Like, damn, my baby feel that way about me?
Yeah, bro. Like, and I've been trying to work on it lately. That's been a thing. Like I told you this week, I've been telling myself, I ain't gonna be doing this. I ain't gonna be doing this. I just gotta, cause I've been finding myself just being so stressed, bro. Like, and everything they do, I'm blowing up. And a lot of it don't just be them. It's other things that's factored into it.
Mm-hmm.
The job, and school, the stress that I got for school. It's like
a lot on your plate.
So they be the ones that be closest to me. That be making me mad.
That's
so
normally how it happens. That's normally how it happens. You explode on your house, cause that's who you around most of the time.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very difficult thing. Then I have faith that I'm gonna get better with that. That's a big thing that I'm just one of my main focuses right now. Mm-hmm. Talk about this, man. What's been the biggest difference you would say in raising boys and raising girls. How have you, like, do you raise them different? Do you treat them different, or do you have it's all inclusive with you?
I try to raise them on a fair scale. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna be fair with raising your daughter and raising your son, and they like so different. Yeah. But you know, you always gonna be overprotective of your girls. Mm-hmm. And my daughter actually, when they be trying to do things, they be like, "Well, you let Kari do it when he was my age," and now I'm like a deer in the head, like I know I got a double standard. Yeah. I mean, I can't say it, but I know it is. Yeah. So it's, I mean, any father is gonna raise their boys differently from their girls. Yeah. Cause it's, I guess, man, they precious. Yeah. That's just that. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You know, you can't let your daughters do what your kids do. But I try to raise them all the same, but it's just that fine line. Yeah. It's that fine line, man, the way you just, you know, say, baby, I can't let you do that. Yeah. You know, you my daughter, and, you know, I have to try to throw it out there like, what if something happened? You know, you can't really protect yourself. I can't let you go out here and be out at night by yourself. Right. You know, like I did with your son. I'm just being protective. I'm being a daddy, so I just use that. Yeah. But overall, I try to raise him the same. Yeah. You know, overall, I try to do the same. You know, and like I said, he was just like a reserved. He didn't really do nothing, want to go nowhere. He was just cool, calm, and it's your first child. Mm-hmm. You know, each child is gonna be a different experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Your first child, this your first rodeo, so you don't really know what to do and how to do it. So you kind of floating through things. Mm-hmm. Now you know what you did with him. Okay, I ain't gonna let this happen right here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or I let them do this because I didn't let him do this, or her. You know, whoever the oldest. Mm-hmm. So you know, you take it one child at a time.
Straight up. Mm-hmm. Straight up. One thing that I've learned, still learning, with dealing with these 3 children is the same way that I've had to learn my wife's love languages. Mm-hmm. Like, she has a way that she desires to be loved, and she has a whole temperament. Mm-hmm. That's how it is with my children. Children have love languages also. Mm-hmm. You know, my son, he's more of he like the spending time. He like that. He like to spend time with me. He like for me to throw the football, or he like to play baseball, and he like to go places with me and do stuff with me. He just, that's his love language. Like, that's the type of stuff that he enjoys. Like, he like for me to sit down in his room with him and play with the cars and play a video game with him. Like, that's his way how he want me to show love toward him. Right. My oldest daughter, she is more she's more of a words of affirmation. She like for me to tell her that she's beautiful and that I love her, and she like to tell me that she like when I tell her, you know, that she's good at something. Like when she in gymnastics, she like to be affirmed. She don't want to hear me say, "Baby, you are beautiful. I love you. You so special." Like, and she likes physical touch. She like the hug, and she like the touch. My youngest baby, she is a cuddler. She is physical touch all day long. That's what she want. Yeah. She like to sit up under me and my wife all day. That's her love language. Boy, if you put on your lap, she gonna sit on your lap all day long, and she don't want to move. She want to sleep with you. She want to sit next to you. That's her thing. She like to be up close to us. My son ain't. I mean, he like the little physical touch. He like to get the little cuddle time, but more than anything, my dog want to go hang out. He want to go do something with me. So it's like just learning those love languages or those children. Man, I started looking at that maybe this summer, and it just changed a lot. And so, that's been a big thing. Yeah. What would you say? Have you ever really looked and really noticed that with your children?
Well, my youngest, you know, with the 3 oldest, they know at that age the way.
Yeah.
They don't really be around mom and daddy much. My 15-year-old, I can't say that. She like just come in the room, just walk in the room and lay in the bed.
Yeah.
This is our bed. Get the remote control, what bottom of the TV.
Yeah.
What you doing? Now my 10-year-old son, he's the color. He hug you. I love you all the time.
Yeah.
He always gonna hug you. He'll hug me probably. If we home like all day today, if I'd have been home all day, guarantee you to hug me probably 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
He'll come in the room, he'll knock on the door. Doop, doop, doop. I'm just checking on y'all.
Yeah.
He do that from time to time. He'll go back in the room. He gone. Or he'll go lay on the chair and play on his phone. And he always like to watch movies. That's his love language. That's how we spend our time. Daddy, you want to watch something? I said, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I said, you pick the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we'll watch it. And me and him, and like you say, he like to come on him. He want to ride, and I go to work. He like, can I ride with you? No, I got to work. Not today. Yeah. I said, because you're just going to be sitting in the truck. I don't want you just sitting in the truck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he like, my oldest, he's always been like I say, just a loner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even know what his love language is.
Yeah.
He like football, love football. So if I go to talk sports with him, we can talk. But other than that, he kind of go on in his little space back there.
Yeah.
And he get on his little laptop and he watching football stuff all day.
Yeah.
Most of the time when he there.
Chilling.
But you know, we understand it. You know we love each other to the end of the moon and back. Mm-hmm. And then my 17-year-old, I won't say alone, but she's kind of in the room a lot. Very lovable child, though. Mm-hmm. She comes and talk a lot. You know, let me say it like this. Mom and daddy going to have a different love language for the kids. Kids going to have it for them. So they converse with me about certain stuff. Mm-hmm. And they converse with their mama about certain stuff. Yeah. So you learn that. You learn that as you go. You know what I mean?
Straight up. What's that, if you had to just say one aspect of parenting that you need to work on, what would be that one thing?
The blowing up. Me getting explosive. I'm very explosive. So I have to work on that with the kids because I've seen in the past where they would kind of back off. We wanting to talk about what the issue is or what's going on. Mm-hmm. So that's something I've been working on a lot with. Mm-hmm. You know, and I notice when I see my wife talk to him, she, sits and listens. You have to let them talk. Yeah. No, you want your child to have a voice. You don't want to feel like they can't come and talk to you about nothing. Mm-hmm. So that's my main thing I need to work on is just being able to talk, not down to their level, but just to hear them. Let them have their voice. Yeah. So that's my main thing.
That's real. That's real. And we in the same boat right there, boy. For real. Man, if you could go back and give the 18-year-old version of yourself a piece of advice, man, like knowing everything you know now, if you could just sit just how me and you doing right now, mm-hmm. and you could tell that young man something going forward in life, what would you tell him?
Surround yourself with positive people. And I got caught, hanging. But a piece of advice I think I would tell him, go and do something positive right now. Don't wait. Don't say I'm going to wait 1 or 2 years after I get out of school. Just keep it going right there. Because the next 4 or 5 years, I believe, is the most important part of your life. So just be positive. Go do something positive right then. Don't stop. Don't take off. That's what I would have told my 18-year-old self. Because I took off for a few months, and that just spiraled. Sent my mind in a spiral. So that's what I would go back and tell my 18-year-old self.
Straight up. Yeah. Straight up. That's real. That's some real advice there, man. As far as we gonna do this, I ain't asked this question in a minute to somebody. We gonna have a little fun with this one. What would you, if you had to pick one TV dad, what's your What's your favorite TV dad, and which TV dad is most like you? Any dad from a TV, movie, or anything.
That's a question. Jamie Foxx on his show. I can't remember what it's called.
That was stupid.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is more like I am now.
Yeah.
With his daughter, like I be with my daughters. You know, I'm very playful with them, but when I gotta get serious, I get serious. You know, it's that line. And one, you said one that I don't like.
No one. What's your favorite one?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Dang. Lord, I don't know if I really got a favorite.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think I got a favorite, man.
I'm thinking about what's his name, man. Pops from Friday.
Oh yeah, that's a straight fool right there. He probably him or Fred Sanford. I believe Fred Sanford my favorite. If I had to choose, that joker that's hilarious. So I think Fred Sanford.
Yeah.
But I compare myself to Jamie Foxx in his show.
Yeah.
That's me as a father.
Alright.
Fred G. Sanford. But I don't think you can do get no funnier or no better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, they're funny though.
Yeah, hilarious. They're hilarious.
Last thing. If it's any fathers out there, you know, any father listening, young dude, older father, if you could just tell them one thing, man, just give them one piece of advice, what would you say to them daddies out there right now? One thing you want to tell them?
Love your kids, man, with all you got. I mean, you everything to them. I don't care what you may think. They watch every move. They listen to every word.
Mm-hmm.
Love them. Love them, man. Love them hard. Cause it's not a child. That's all a child wants is love.
Mm-hmm.
So take care of your kids, man. Do any and everything you can for them, man. Experience everything with them. Just love them, man. That's all I can tell you. Just love them.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them every day you love them. Text, talk, affectionate touch, physical, do it all. Mm-hmm. And I'm learning that one day at a time. So just tell them you love them, man.
Straight up. Y'all listen, that's free game up, boy. Every day, man, you got to show it to them, tell them. That's something that my baby's been telling me. They've been trying to get it through to me, and I just noticed, like, that's what they really want, man. They really want more than anything else to know that you love them. So our words have to match our actions. You know, we can't be telling them we love them and then we ain't showing them that, because then that's how they grow up and they get confused. Young girls get confused with little boys, and that's how they get in the relationships like that. And young boys get confused with young girls, because if they ain't never been not just talked to about it, but actually shown what real love really looks like. I believe that's how they get into these relationships where, you know, they get confused and they don't know if the person treating them like this because they love them, or the person treating them like this because they don't. You know, they got to be able to know what it really looked like. So when they know what it looked like, they'll be able to see it, diagnose that problem, and say, "Nah, I'm good on that," and leave. You know, so very important, man. Very, very, very important stuff. But yeah, man, that we can end that on there, man. You know, we done went through marriage. We done talked a lot on raising children, caring for children. You know, very important stuff, man. There's so much that I take from this, man. You know, things that I'm trying to work on as soon as I leave out of here today, you know, trying to put these things into action. And that's why this podcast is so powerful, not just for everybody else, but for me, you know, because I'm, like you say, I'm just learning day by day. People think, oh, you got a fatherhood podcast, well, you the best at it. No, I ain't got a fatherhood podcast because I'm some great dad. I got a fatherhood podcast because I'm trying to learn. I'm just still trying to learn every day on how to be a good dad. And, you know, I like to have these types of conversations with other men because I know that I don't know everything. I just don't.
That's right.
You know, and I'm still trying to, I'm trying to hold on, man. Honestly, just trying to hold on. You know, so, man, Unc, I appreciate you for real, for real.
Number love, baby. Number love. I enjoyed myself.
Yes, sir, man. So, man, for all the listeners out there, man, we appreciate y'all. For anyone that tunes in to this, like I said earlier, subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast. That's the best way to help the podcast grow. And by leaving reviews, the more reviews and ratings that the podcast gets, the more it'll trigger the algorithms within these on these platforms like Apple Podcasts and stuff, and more people start to tune in, you know, because they feel like where there's smoke, there's fire. And the smoke is the reviews, the shares, the ratings, all of that. And that tells them, sends the signal to say something going on over here. And it brings more traffic, it brings more people. I'm trying to get these stories out here, man. You know, that's all I want to do. I want to get these stories of real men, real fathers, real husbands, with real issues, real problems, real lives. I want people to hear this stuff, man, so people can know that there are great dads out here, you know, dads that's really out here trying every day, man. You know, we ain't perfect. We don't have to claim to be perfect. That ain't what this podcast is about. And this is not about perfect dads. Another thing that this podcast is not about. It's not about the bashing of women. I've had people ask that type of stuff. We ain't doing none of that. We are here to tell the stories of fathers. That's what we do, you know. Yeah. And we here to encourage one another, man. That's what this is about. So we love y'all mamas out there. We love all the wives out there handling their business, man. So, big shout out to y'all for supporting us and keeping us right, you know. And I just want to give a shout out to all the dads, man. All the dads that support the podcast, man. Y'all the real MVPs, for real, for real. And I got a couple more shirts. I got 2 that I'm finna probably go drop off after I leave from here today. And man, I think I'm almost out. I probably have about 5 shirts left. And after these are gone, that's it, man. It's over. You know, I think I'm gonna try to start doing some hats or something for the fall season, winter season, something like that. Maybe some socks. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate all of y'all out there listening to the podcast. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all can find this on dadcanwetalk.com, or you can go to the Instagram. I got a link tree on Instagram where you can find the links to all everywhere you can find the podcast, period. Or you can go on Facebook, and I will have it posted there. So y'all continue to stay tuned, and we'll be back next week with another one. Y'all in.
Me and you side by side, we gon' take the ride.